Hi, really super to be with you again. I feel absolutely privileged that Young Living have asked me to make two presentations. Maybe you saw the presentation that I made yesterday, or maybe you were at the European conference last year where I spoke on goal mapping. Since then, thousands of people creating goal maps with Young Living, and 17 now people certified within Young Living to teach the system. Goal mapping is a system I've been using for many years, and it's used for all areas of success. Today, we're going to focus this presentation specifically on creating a goal map to achieve your greatest dreams within Young Living and build your Young Living business. Before we do so though, in case you're new to goal mapping, let me take you through some of the basics and give you the background information. 1995 was my first presentation with goal mapping. So now at 25 years, and in that time reaching 5 million people. With businesses of all sizes, all types, use goal mapping to help their employees find the work they love to do and obviously to achieve their targets. One of my great passions is that goal mapping reaches children. More than 1 million children have created goal maps to aim for a brighter future and to increase their grades in school. Countries around the world supplying goal mapping in primary school, secondary school, university. We have world-leading coaches such as Anthony Robbins endorsing the system. Sports people are using goal mapping. It's used for health and well-being. In fact, anywhere, in any area of your life you want to achieve something, the system has proved it can help. So here's what a goal map looks like. A goal map always created using this combination of words and pictures. Words to activate the left logical mind and pictures to stimulate the right creative mind. The left side of the brain is more the conscious mind, right side of the brain is more connected to the subconscious. And by using this combination of words and pictures, it helps us to engage the whole brain so that we are consciously clear about what it is we want to achieve. By using words, we can be very specific. We can say how much, how many, by when. The imagery, equally important, because it helps to command our subconscious through the right side of the brain. And by using the two together, makes our goals really powerful. Within the goal map, we have a number of aspects. In the very center, we've got a main goal, and then on either side, we have other goals. And if you're doing a goal map about your life generally, these can be goals from all different areas of your life. Today, what we're going to look at is creating a goal map for your Young Living business in particular. And so we're going to go through the 7 steps of goal mapping, but mapping out how you're going to achieve your best goals within Young Living. Top of the map is why you want it. And then we have when, a start date and an achievement date. How, what are the major actions you'll need to take, and who's going to be involved. 7 simple steps to help you activate your whole brain and move towards the achievement of your dreams. By creating your goal map, it helps you to engage in positive thinking. Setting your goals in words and pictures stimulates brain cell connection. And as you form the brain cell connections, it helps you to activate more of your brain. We have billions of brain cells, and each of our brain cells or neurons grows branches which are called dendrite, and a little wiggly tail in blue which is known as an axon. And all of the brain cell arms are separated by a small gap called the synaptic gap. Here's the key thing to understand. If you choose to hold a positive thought, and I'm selecting my words very carefully there. Choose to hold a positive thought. Something may happen in your day and you have an instantaneous negative response, but within a few moments it's a choice. You can choose to focus on what's wrong, or you can choose to focus on what's right. If you choose to hold a positive thought on what's right, the positive impulse starts in the middle of the brain cell. It travels out along the axon and it stimulates a neuroreceptor to release a chemical called serotonin, which is the chemical that gives you the feeling of happiness and well-being. There are lots of medical papers written about this, but you can know it in your own experience. If you think back to a time in your past when you hold a positive memory, and as you focus on that positive memory, maybe from your childhood, or maybe from something more recently, or maybe a positive event that's coming for you in the future, as you picture that positive event in your mind, it triggers the release of serotonin and you start to feel happy right now in the moment, because the thought triggers the chemical and the chemical creates the feeling. Every emotion we have are created by specific chemicals released from our brain, and what releases those chemicals is our thoughts or our consciousness. Serotonin not only gives us a happy feeling, but also acts as a neuroconductor. The release of the serotonin joins the brain cells together, allows our thought to continue on its journey, and we build up this positive pattern of thought. And it's joining the brain cells together in this way that gives us that new idea, that aha moment. Hold a positive thought about yourself, your life, your situation, your ability to build your young living business. And as you form the brain cell connections, not only do you have the ideas about how you can move forward, but through the release of the serotonin, it gives you the feel good, the motivation to make the effort, take a step, and achieve your dreams. At first, when the brain cells join together, they also break apart again. And this is why it's so important to set goals. By setting goals and looking at our goals, reminding ourselves of our goals on a regular basis, we re-establish that brain cell connection. As we make more and more connections, so gradually the connections become established over a period of days, and we form beliefs. Any belief you have about yourself, your life, your ability is simply the established connection between two or more brain cells. Gradually, as we form the connection, so we activate more areas in our brain. We're able to work with our right creative brain, having a good vision for the future, seeing the picture of success we desire, lots of new ideas, as well as working with our left logical brain so that we can make a plan, follow a strategy, and be effective in our action. Achieving your dreams within Young Living will be boosted by you activating both sides of your brain. You can have a good picture of where you're going and why you want it, as well as following the established plan of how you will get there. The more you think that you can, the more you release the serotonin, form the brain cell connections, and help yourself move towards the direction of your dreams and goals and desires. But if you're thinking you can't, that you can't achieve something, that you can't build your business, that you can't be successful, the negative thought is triggering a different response. It stimulates the release of a chemical called cortisol. And cortisol is the chemical that gives us the feeling of sadness, of fear, of depression, and anxiety. And certainly it becomes a barrier in helping us to build our dreams, particularly in a business like Young Living. The more negative we become, the more cortisol we release, the more our brain starts to close down, because cortisol is a neuroinhibitor. And as we become more and more negative, our brain shuts down, we go into the fear response, and the problem in our mind just grows bigger. To achieve our greatest success in modern life, we need to learn the science of positive thinking and how to set goals in an effective way. Whenever we set a goal, what we're actually doing is joining two or more brain cells together. And the more connections we make, the more it helps us to work with our whole brain. And by working with our whole brain, we're able to command our subconscious mind to move us towards the achievement of our dreams. Our subconscious mind responds to imagery more than words. We need the words for our conscious understanding. We need the imagery to help command our subconscious. Creating a goal map in words and pictures really serves to help stimulate both sides of the brain. Going through the 7 simple steps of goal mapping iterates between brain function. The first step of goal mapping, dream, helps to activate the right brain. And I'm going to guide you in just a few moments into having a little daydream about building your young living business and achieving your greatest goals. Second step, order, we're going to identify the priority goal and your side goals for building your young living business. And then in step 3, we're going to add imagery and start to create the map. Step 4, why do you want it? What are your strongest motivating reasons? And step 5, when? What's the time frame that you're going to work on? Step 6, how you're going to do it? And step 7, who's going to be involved? I'm going to guide you through these 7 steps to create your young living goal map. Before we do so, let's just look at some of the background information. Here's one of my goal maps. My big goal, my driving purpose, is to help as many people as I can with goal mapping. And the target that I set for myself many years ago is to reach 7 million people. So far, I've reached about 5 million people in books, which are now published in many languages, video, audio, and in particular, the thing that's helping so many people these days is the new online program. There are now 1,400 people around the world also certified to teach goal mapping. People in organizations, people in schools, people using it in health and well-being, people of all walks of life. Creating your goal map is a really simple process. You can do it using the online program, or you can download the paper templates and draw your map. My recommendation for you is that you get the paper templates and use them in conjunction with this presentation to create your map, or that you sign up for the online program. It's free to use. We have a special page for Young Living, and you can create your map there. And I believe for creating a business goal map to build your young living dream, using the online program is the best way, because you can keep making changes, and because of that, it's incredibly powerful. You can also add extra detail and combine it with a to-do list. My passion is helping people achieve their dreams with goal mapping. What's your passion? What's your burning desire? For many years in teaching the goal mapping system, I've been teaching people the difference between motivation, goals, and purpose. Goals and purpose are similar but not the same. The major difference between the two is that a purpose, like a life purpose, has no defined end date. It's a journey you're on, maybe for a short time, maybe for an entire lifetime. Whereas goals have specific dates. They're measurable, they're achievable in that way. We may not always achieve the goal by the date we set, but having the date gives us that aiming point for us to make a plan to move towards. So imagine that your purpose in life is like the path you are traveling, and goals are the significant markers along the path. Vision is the picture of promise you hold for walking the path. Now, there are no really easy paths in life, but when you find your passion, it gives you great power to walk the path. The more passionate we are, the easier it becomes to face those difficult things in the day and keep going. Sometimes our purpose and our passion is the thing that we do, and sometimes the thing that we do is the vehicle that helps us move towards our passions in life. The clearer you are about your why, your big passion for building your young living business, the more power it's going to give you to move forwards. Many years ago, I was working with a large communications organization. I took the entire sales department of 1,500 people through the goal mapping workshop, with all 1,500 people creating goal maps to help them achieve their targets within their work. It took me nearly a year to get all of the different sales teams through the workshops. And towards the end of the contract, I had the top performing team in the world on my program, and on that team was the top performing salesperson in the whole organization. And he'd just been awarded Salesperson of the Year. He had a trophy where they'd honored him at the company gala dinner, and he had a huge bonus. He'd exceeded his target by 70%. And we were talking about the power of having a purpose. And he explained to me that when you join an organization, you're normally given your target, but nobody gives you your purpose, your reason for achieving it. That's something you need to decide for yourself. He said, my purpose, Brian, is my family. And he explained his story. He said, I used to be a teacher and I loved teaching. And then I realized that we're not really educating our children in the way that we need to these days. It's become too much about rules and regulations and academia, and we're not really teaching children to think for themselves. And I wanted more than that for my own children. And I started to look, where can I earn the type of money in life that will allow me to give my family a life education, to give them the very best start in life I possibly can. And a friend of mine was doing really well in sales, and I thought, if he can do it, I can do it. And I packed in my teaching job and I got a position with this sales company. I got some basic training. I went out my very first day and I pulled up outside of my very first presentation on my own. And I was due to go in and see the manager of a packaging company. And I was sat in my car about to go in, and I suddenly froze. And I become really nervous and unsure of myself, and I started thinking negatively. And I was thinking, he's not going to want to see me, and he's not going to be interested in what I've got. And I got out of my car and my head was all confused, and I slammed the door on my old car that I had, and I walked to the other side of the estate, and I sat down to drink a cup of coffee, and I thought, go home. Slip away quietly, don't waste any more time. You're not a salesperson. You're a teacher. Go and ask for your old job back. You'll get it. And I walked back to my car and my head was hung, and in my mind it was all over. It was finished. And when I got back to my car, in my confusion, I'd left the keys in the ignition, and it was an old car without central locking where you just push down the button, and I'd slammed the door and I'd locked myself out of the car, and I could see my keys hanging in the ignition, and I knew what I needed to get in my car. I needed a piece of that nylon strip they put round cardboard boxes so I could slide it in the window, hook up the button and get into my car. And without a moment's hesitation, I knew where the nylon tape was. It's in the packaging company. And so without fear or hesitation, I walked into the company and I found the manager that I was supposed to see just a few moments earlier. And I told him I've locked myself out of the car, and if you got some of this tape I can use. He had a big reel of it. He cut a piece off, he come out with me. We wound the window down a little, wedged it down, slid in the tape, fished around, hooked up the button. I got into my car, thanked him very much. I was about to turn the keys, and I suddenly thought to myself, why is it I could go into the factory and ask that man for a piece of tape without any fear, without any hesitation or nervousness? But I couldn't walk in 10 minutes earlier and ask the same guy to look at my sales presentation. And then I realized I had a definite reason for asking for the tape. I was locked out of my car, but I had forgotten why I was asking him to look at my sales presentation. Then I realized it's for my children. That's my reason. This work is just the vehicle I've chosen to achieve that purpose. And with that clear in my mind, I marched back into the factory. I found the manager again. I explained the situation. I sat down and I delivered my presentation with passion and power. He actually said no 3 times, but the whole while I kept a picture in my mind of my children and the difference it would make if he said yes. And it just gave me the power to keep going, and eventually he did say yes, and I've never looked back. Passion serves. The clearer you are about your purpose, your big why, the more power that gives you to build your Young Living business. It gives you the energy to keep going during the difficult days. If you're unclear about your path and your purpose, look to your passions. Your passions are like signposts pointing the way to the path of your purpose, your big why, your reason to build and achieve your Young Living dream. I've got 7 questions I'd like to ask you. And these questions are designed for you to give a snapshot answer to. If you have a piece of paper and a pad ready, I'd like you to write down the first answer that comes to your mind. Here's question number 1. If you won 10 million euro on the lottery, what would you do differently in your life? Just write down the very first answer that comes to your mind. You've got 10 million euro, it's yours, it's tax-free. Even if you don't do the lottery, someone's done it for you. What would you do differently in your life? Question number 2. If the doctor told you you had 6 months left to live, and you're going to live in fantastic health and well-being for those 6 months, but then at the end, without suffering or pain, it's over, what would you do differently with your time? Question number 3. What is there you've always wanted to do, but have maybe been afraid to attempt? Maybe something that you've regularly put off, telling yourself the time wasn't yet right. Something on your bucket list, perhaps. Question number 4. If you could be granted any one skill or ability, what would you choose? Some people in my workshops ask me, can it be a superhero skill, Brian? Yes, it can be. The most often asked for superhero skill is to be able to fly. And there's always a deeper psychological reason for why people are attracted to a skill like that. Usually it's the desire to be more free in their life. So what one skill would you desire? And if it's a superhero skill, please consider why it appeals to you. Again, just write the first answer that comes into your mind. Trust that your intuition here is guiding you. Question number 5. What gives you your greatest feelings of joy? Where do you get the most happiness, fulfillment, and satisfaction from in your life? Question number 6. What legacy do you want to leave? How do you want to be remembered by people after you're gone? Imagine being able to look down on your own funeral many, many years from now, and one by one, 4 people stand up to say something about you and the way that you've lived your life. Someone from your local community, a family member, a friend, a work colleague. What would you have those people say, the difference that you've made to others? Question number 7, and this is perhaps the biggest question of all. What one great thing would you dare dream for yourself if you knew you were guaranteed to succeed? So whatever you set yourself to, you could achieve it. It may take you the rest of your life and a huge effort, but you are guaranteed to succeed. What one great dream would you dare hold for yourself? When you're ready, look again at the answers you've written. What you'll notice is, because they're intuitive responses, they have come more from the right side of your brain. The right side of the brain is connected to the heart and the higher emotion, love, empathy, compassion. The left brain is connected more to fear response, ego, and animal instinct. Your answers, by and large, will have come from the right side of your brain and the connection to your heart. Each of your answers will be like a little signpost pointing to the things that you are passionate about, the path that is your purpose and is your power. As we move forward and create your young living goal map, I'll ask you again to think about some of the answers that you've written when we get to the top of the map and we're writing in your big why, your reasons for achieving your young living dream. Before we move into creating your map, one last section to look at, which is the 7 universal laws for achieving goals. Number 1, believe in yourself and believe in your goal. A thought is a momentary command about your life and your future. A belief is a constant command to yourself, your subconscious, about what it is you want to achieve. And we have 2 types of belief: I can and I can't. We want to build our I can beliefs stronger than the beliefs about I can't. And the way we do that is by setting goals, reviewing the goals, and visualizing on them once a day. Every time you imagine your goal, tell yourself you will achieve your goal, picture yourself in the future enjoying your goal, you reconnect the brain cells, and as the brain cell connections become established, they form a belief. A weak belief, the connection is not fully established, so we would call it an opinion. But as we make the connection stronger, it becomes a belief, and then on from there, a conviction. And the more you work with your goal map, the stronger you'll build your belief. Fundamental rule number 2, goals are purely personal. You can only really set goals for yourself. You can have shared goals, you can have family goals and team goals, and it needs each person to be setting the goal and choosing to work on its achievement. Set goals together with your team, set goals together with your family, but each person needs to be involved in the goal setting. Number 3, set a balance of goals. Life works best when it's in balance, and if we want to enjoy a balanced life, we need to set a balance of goals. Set some personal development goals, set some toy and adventure goals. Set some goals about your level of growth. Set goals about building your business. Set goals about your financial freedom. Rule number 4, live in the moment. The subconscious lives in the moment of now. Your conscious mind understands there's a past, there's a present, there's a future. But your subconscious mind only understands now. And so we must set our goals like we're living in the moment, which brings us rule number 5. Always state your goals in present tense. I am, I have, I earn, I own, whatever words are right for your goal. Number 6, make sure you're stating your goals in positive tense. The subconscious mind doesn't understand abstract. And a lot of people make the mistake of writing their goals in negative tense. Here's a classic negative goal. I don't want to smoke anymore. It sounds like a positive, but when people write, I don't want to smoke anymore, the picture they've got in their mind is of them smoking but not wanting it, and their subconscious just gives them more of it. You can see this reflected in young children where you tell them don't touch and they touch. We must state our goals in positive tense. So I have a positive bank balance. I am happy. I am free if the goal is giving up an addiction such as smoking. Always say what you want, not what you don't want, because the subconscious doesn't understand the word don't. And then the last rule, number 7, allow enough time. Between you thinking the thought and setting the goal and the goal being manifest either through your own actions or being drawn towards you through the law of attraction, there is a gap of time. The bigger the goal, the greater our belief, the more variation there is on the time. So set your goals, hold the intention, and just allow the time it's going to take for the goal to come. Some people get really stressed about achieving the goal by the date they've given. But if it's a good goal, sometimes we just need to give a little more time. I had to reset my goal to write my goal mapping book 3 times because I didn't give enough time to achieve the goal. But the goal now has been achieved for many years. It's helped so many people around the world, and it was worth persisting with, even though I didn't achieve it by the first date that I set. So, if you're ready, let's move into creating your goal map. If you have downloaded and printed out the paper templates, or if you've created your online account, then we can move forwards. I really recommend that for your Young Living business goal map, you use the online software. It gives greater flexibility and it's so easy and so powerful to use. We're going to change the angle now and the position. I'm going to work on the goal map for real and guide everybody through it. We even have a special Young Living page, and the link has been sent to you by the organisation for you to go directly to that page and see the process there. You can, of course, just sign up at the main website, goalmapping.com, or go directly to the special Young Living page. And so if you're ready, let's go create your goal map now. So we're going to go directly now to the goal mapping website. I'm going to log into my account and create the map in real time for you. So if I log into my goal mapping account, and if you click on my goal maps and you want to create a new goal map, and that brings us the 7 steps of goal mapping. Step 1, dream. And this is where we're going to write in the goals. But before we do so, we're going to go through a short relaxation and visualization exercise so you can see your best day with Young Living in the future. I'd like you to make yourself really comfortable, sit back, and now you've got your account open with goal mapping, and our guide is through the visualization exercise. If you'd like to close your eyes, the effect is greater. I'm going to close my own eyes as well because it helps me to concentrate. So eyes closed, make yourself really comfortable. Take a nice big deep breath in through your nose, all the way down to your tummy. Hold it for a moment and now breathe out slowly through your mouth. And as you breathe out through your mouth, I want you to say the word relax 3 times to yourself in your own language. Once more now, deep breath in through your nose. And this time as you breathe out slowly through your mouth, saying the words, I am, 3 times to yourself in your own language. And once more now, deep breath in through your nose. And this time as you breathe out slowly through your mouth, saying the words within 3 times to yourself in your own language. Relax, I am within. I'd like you to imagine a stream of relaxation flowing in through the top of your head like white light, soothing, calming, relaxing all of the areas that it touches. Imagine now relaxing your scalp, your forehead, your cheeks, your tongue and your jaw. Give yourself permission to relax those areas completely, becoming more and more gently relaxed now with each easy breath that you take and each sound that you hear. The relaxation moves deeper, relaxing your neck now into your shoulders, arms and hands, all the way down to the tips of your fingers, giving yourself permission to become more and more deeply relaxed as the relaxation moves down through your chest, into your stomach, hips, thighs, calves, ankles, feet and toes. A gentle wave of relaxation softly flowing through your body. I'd like you to imagine now walking along a beautiful sandy seashore. Clear blue skies, soft rolling waves, and a warm sun shining down upon your skin. As you stroll along this beautiful carefree beach, you find a small blue bottle poking from the sand. As you pick up the bottle, the top comes open, and there appears a large blue shining genie. The genie says, "Your wish is my command. Anything you truly desire, I will grant you." I want you to take yourself forward in time now, knowing you have the power to create your life exactly as you would choose it to be. And take a walk through an ideal day that represents you living your ideal life and achieving your greatest young living dreams. Starting from when you first awake in the morning, feeling absolutely fantastic, knowing you've achieved your greatest dreams of young living. Take a look around the home that you're living in. Is it the same home where you live now? Or have you moved to a new home, maybe in a new location, maybe even another country in the world? Now dress yourself for your work day ahead with Young Living. What type of clothes are you wearing? Are you dressed smart and suited, or more relaxed and casual? Notice how you're beginning your ideal day with Young Living. Are you going to meet people? Are you working with your team? Are you working from home and online? Move through your ideal Young Living day. See all the different activity that you're engaged in. Introducing people to the business, helping people improve their lives with the great products. Notice if new people have joined you, how your team has grown, the customers you are helping, your personal volume. Notice the level of success that you have reached within the Young Living plan. Notice the financial reward that you receive, and get in touch with the great feelings of purpose, fulfillment, satisfaction and freedom, knowing that you're helping people improve their lives and helping yourself improve your own life. See how your Young Living success is helping you live your very best life. Move beyond your workday with Young Living and into the social areas of your life. Notice the hobbies and activities you have that help you to be balanced mentally. See how you're able to make time for yourself and nourish yourself emotionally. See the greater level of health and energy and well-being you have by working with Young Living and using the excellent products. Now notice the financial freedom you are building for yourself, the greater improvement in your economy, and how you are able to help those that you love in your family, with your community. Finally, see the difference that you are making in the world. Get in touch with the feelings of fulfillment, knowing that you are making a difference and living your purpose and passion. And when you're ready, come back to this moment, this time, and bring with you all those good ideas, intentions, and insights that serve you, knowing it's all possible. And when it feels right for you, open your eyes, have a little stretch and a yawn just to bring yourself back into waking consciousness. And then I want you to write 5 things that you just thought about that represent you building your Young Living business. Starting with the level of success you want to reach within the plan. I'm going to write, I achieve silver in my Young Living business. Please make sure that you're writing the goals in personal, positive, present tense and making the goal meaningful. Very often when I'm working with someone and they're writing their goals down, they will just write the first thought that comes to their mind. So I increase my personal volume, for instance. And it's good just to write down the first thought, but then go back over and check that you have the goal written in a meaningful way. Read it out loud to yourself and see how it sounds when you read it. A very simple thing to do is to change the first letter of each word to a capital letter. So if I read the statement out now, I increase my personal volume, then try changing each letter to a capital. And you can see when you look at the page that it gives the statement more presence on the page, more being, more meaningfulness. And when I ask people to try this and read it out, they're amazed at how such a small change can make such a big difference in the feeling they get of the words on the page and when they read them out loud. And then once you're happy, click Add Dream and you'll see it appears on the right as a list of goals, like the last one that I wrote. Now let's have a goal about how many members are going to be in your Young Living business. So I have 400 members in 3 legs, so that we've got it balanced and they're not all in one leg and the other one is short. And again, we're going to add that in. It's good to be specific where you can. Obviously, I'm writing this map as an example. You can click on the edit button and go back to any aspects. So I increase my personal volume, how much? Let's say 20%. And we'll update that. And now let's have another goal. If I'm going to have 400 members in my Young Living business, then I'd certainly want to engage in helping 5. So let's put that down. I help 5 with personal enrollment. I think it's 1 hour. Put that in. And one more goal. If we're building a big team and we're really stretching to achieve our dream, then we're going to need to also develop some leadership skills to help bring out the best in other people. So far we've got business goals here. I achieved silver in my Young Living business. I increased my personal volume 20%. I have 400 members in 3 legs. I help 5 with personal enrollment. And I develop my leadership skills. Please do check when you're writing your goals that you are writing them in personal, positive and present tense, as we've already outlined, because it really makes the goal powerful. Sometimes people just write too few words, get fit or achieve my dream. That's not really a goal command. I am fit and healthy becomes a command to the subconscious. I achieve my Young Living dream is a command to the subconscious. And the more specific you're making the target, the more your subconscious knows what you want, the more powerfully it can move you towards it, and through the law of attraction, you draw it towards you. When you've checked your goals and you're happy, and you can come back and you can edit any of the aspects at any time, move on to the second step, order. Remember, this first step, dream, is about using our right brain imagination, looking into the future, seeing our ideal day and creating the map. And I recommend you're looking no more than, say, 2 years into the future. 1 year really is a good period of time to be thinking, what can I achieve in my Young Living business in the next year? And then when you're ready, on to step 2, order. And this step 2, is about using logic. If you scroll down the screen a little, and you'll see that you have your 5 goals in the main screen, and the first goal will always appear in the middle box. The key with this second step is to make sure that the main goal is in the center. And I recommend to you that when you're creating a goal map about building your Young Living business, that the main goal is always the next level you want to reach within the plan. So I have silver here as the level for me to reach, and then on either side I have my other goals. You can move any of them around to any position. You simply click and it turns blue, and then you click where you want it to move to and it moves there. And so I'm going to put my silver achievement back in the center. I can move my side goals up and down depending on what feels right to me. And once you're happy with the position of your goals, click on next step. And step 3, visualize. If you're using paper, of course, this is where you would be drawing. But here in the online program, we have an image library. And if you look underneath your word statement, there's a little picture icon. And if we click on the icon, it brings up the image library. Now, in the image library, the folders all have images in them, pre-stocked. And there's also a search field. So in the search field, we could put something like work, click the button. It brings up a lot of images. We can click on any one and it goes directly into the map. The more meaningful the image is, the more powerfully it commands your subconscious. I'm going to clear the search and I'm going to put in some images that for me are specific to Young Living. So here I've got the little badge for achieving silver. 400 members, well, that's a lot of people. I need a crowd scene for that. And then increasing my personal volume by 20%. So I'd like a nice product type picture. Maybe this one here. Helping 5 people with enrollments. I'm going to go for this one. And then developing my leadership skills. I'll take this picture here. And again, I can come back to my map at any time. I can change any of the pictures around for a different picture. I can even upload my own drawings, and I have a lot of my own drawings that I've uploaded into the system because that way I'm combining the best of both worlds. I like to draw and doodle, and I love the flexibility of the online program, because once you draw a goal map on paper, it's fixed, and if you want to make changes, it means redrawing the map. Whereas with using the online program, you've got that great flexibility to keep updating your map, either with new goals that come to your mind, new actions you need to take, or new images that have come either through experiences like a rally you've been on, or simply something you found that really stimulates your passions. And then when you're ready, on to step 4, why? Remember, this is about purpose, and I asked you those 7 questions to help you identify your passions, your purpose. The stronger you make your emotional reasons why you want to build your Young Living business, the more power it's going to give you when you go out there and you're introducing people to both the products and the opportunity. And all of us, of course, have difficult days sometimes, but if you're really connected to that why, that passion. I've received so many great messages from people around the world telling me how creating a goal map has helped them build their network marketing business. But the thing that always stirs my emotions is when I hear why they've done it. That they've put their children into private education, that they've paid off their debts, that they now own their own home, that they have the freedom of both a great income that's passive as well as the time to enjoy it. What are your reasons? Why do you want to build your Young Living business? I'm going to write in 3 reasons here, and I encourage you to think about yours and dig deep for those really strong emotions and create power. One of the main reasons for me, and I've heard this from a lot of other Young Living people, is they really believe they are helping the world be a better place by building their Young Living business and sharing all of the great products. So I help create balance in the world is a great reason and a great purpose. I'm also going to have I become my highest potential. Since presenting for Young Living in Brussels at the European conference last year, I've been an avid user of the products myself. I have the oils every day, and of course I have highest potential, and so I like that as a reason, both as a purpose in myself. I want to become all I can be, as well as I feel a great connection when I'm using the oil. And one more, I help my tribe to fly high. For me, achieving success is not only about what I can do for myself. A much bigger reason for me is helping my children to fly, helping the rest of my family, helping my friends, helping my community, and indeed, of course, helping society. Once you've written your 3 reasons, then again, we want to add imagery so that we're really creating that left and right brain balance. And so let's look for some pictures. Here's a great one for helping balance in the world. Highest potential. Well, I think I certainly could have the oil here maybe, and helping my tribe to fly. Let's see if I got something nice for that. I'm going to use this one here, I think. And now on to the next step, step 5, when. Now, I recommend that a year into the future is a good time frame for a business map. But it may be you want to choose a longer date or maybe shorter. I'm going to recommend that not only do you set 1 year from now as the date, but when we come to the step after this and we start to define the actions, that you look at a 3-month plan, a 90-day plan. The start date will come automatically. I'm going to move through to September 5th. And I'm going to choose September, we'll say 15th, 2021 as the achievement date. And once you're happy with your date, click on the next step, how. We now need to think about what are the actions you're going to take to help you move towards your young living dream. The action that you write first will go to the bottom of the map so it's nearest the start date. So think about the actions and activity you will need to go through to move towards your young living goal. And I'm going to recommend that when you're doing a business map for your young living business, that you firstly write month 1 and add it in, and then month 2, add it in, and then month 3 and add it in. So that you're looking at a 3-month period to make your plan. Now I'm going to go back to month 1 and I'm going to edit on that. And what I'd like you to think about is this. Imagine 1 year from now, you're achieving your greatest goals and dreams of young living over this next year. And when you picture your goals 1 year from now and you achieving those goals 1 year from now, ask yourself, where do you need to be 1 month from now? What level of achievement do you need 2 months from now? And what level of achievement do you need 3 months from now? So that you start to get an idea of the plan you need to move through, and you have some targets to aim for month 1, month 2, month 3. So let's say in month 1 you're going to share oils and introduce 5 new people. Oops. To the opportunity. Into that. And now with month 2. So if I click on the edit button and I can just add in here. So on month 2, I would suggest that you review your success. So I review, and maybe there are some things to learn from. So I learn and I grow. There may be some more specific actions you want to add, and I can show you how to add those actions afterwards. But reviewing your progress, setting new targets around both volume and of course introducing new members is key. And again, update, and then to month 3. And because we're just creating an example map here, I won't be too specific. And let's just say, I support my team for ongoing success. Now, as before, we want to add imagery, always this combination of words and pictures. So we're helping to stimulate, activate both sides of the brain. So month 1. So I share and going to choose some different pictures here, I think. Let's have a look. And maybe I'll upload one from my computer. It's really easy to do. Just click on the upload button. And there we go. It's gone straight into the map. Let's choose something here. Achieving targets. I quite like that one. And then supporting the team for ongoing success. Let's find something here. Now the final step, number 7. Who? Whose help do you desire or require in order to move forwards and achieve your goals? Sometimes the who will be you. And if you're the main person, go beyond just saying your name or me, and think about the way of being that's going to help you be your best, follow through, take your action, and move towards the achievement of your goals. So with my first action, I had sharing more oil and introducing people, and maybe if it's me, the way I need to be that will most help me is being focused. But I'm going to write it as an affirmation, so it's a command to my subconscious. So I am focused. I think it's 1S. And then maybe on the next action, I am determined. Maybe I'm also getting help from somebody in my team that's acting like a motivation buddy. And then one more. I am committed with my team. And once again, to complete the map, we need the combination of words and pictures. So I'm going to add in some imagery. Let's search for something that represents being focused. Yeah, let's use the camera lens. And then see if we can find something for motivation. Take this one. And then committed with team. I quite like this with the hands. So we'll choose that. If you find that as you're putting in your actions, The one that is at the top, for instance, you want to move down at the bottom because it comes first. You can just click, drag and drop, and you can move any of the actions around to any of the positions. Just bear in mind that on a business map, you're labeling them month 1, month 2, month 3. So I'm going to put them back the way they were so that I have them in the sequence. But you can edit the titles at any time, and of course you can change the imagery. If you're moving the sequence of the how, you might also, of course, want to move the sequence around of the who, so that the who and the how are always opposite each other and matching. And then finally to view, so that we can see the map together in its entirety. I'm not liking this picture here so much of helping my tribe to fly, so I'm just going to go back in quickly and see if I've got a good replacement for that. Let's have a look. If I click back in, let's write tribe at the top here and see what comes up. No, let's have fly high. Now I'll take this one here. And back to the view again, and as you scroll down, you can see the completed map with the words and the pictures. We've got the same image twice here with the leadership skills and helping 5. So again, I'm going to go back and I'm just going to change that one image. And let's have a look for a good helping 5 image. I'll take this one. And again, I can go back into the view of my map. And I can see it now complete with my main goal in the center. And I have the side goals. And remember, I can go back and I can edit. I can move these around at any time. I can add more detail. Got my achievement date, 15th of September 2021. Got my start date at the bottom, 5th of September 2020. And here I've got my actions, month 1, month 2, month 3, and opposite them, who's going to help. So me and the way I'm going to be, as well as my team. One of the great things, of course, about using the online system to create your map is that you have this amazing flexibility. I can choose to see my map with the combined words and pictures like I have here, or I can choose to see the map side by side so that I can bring the two together as here, or I can do just pictures if I wish, or just words. I can also click this button, generate image, and it will bring me an image of the map which I can save to my computer. I can print it, I can share it, I can do a lot of different things with it. I really recommend that you print your map out. There's something about having it on paper that gives it more meaning, more substance. The other thing that adds real power is sharing your map. And with the online system, it's so simple to share. You can either take the URL of the map and you can send that to someone in a text message, for instance, or you can simply click the email button and it will put the link to your map. The person you share it with can't see the rest of your account. They can just see that one map, but it allows a really easy way for you to share your goal map with others. And I recommend that with your Young Living map, you're sharing it upline, downline, and maybe, of course, you even want to share the map in some occasions crossline. The other thing I recommend that you do is add more detail. If you go back into your map on the how, so if I click on step 6 again, at the upgrade level with the online system, you can put in actions, to-do lists. So it might be making a list where you're going to call people, and you can keep adding more and more actions, more and more detail, so that you have a plan covering 3 months or 90 days, calls you're going to make, people you're going to contact, things you're going to do that help you move more efficiently towards the achievement of those goals. And then you can view your to-do list here where it says to do. So I've got my Young Living map. You give your map a title, of course. I've called it Achieving My Young Living Dream. And then you can put in to-dos, and you can move all of these around different sequences. And as you've achieved one, you can simply tick it as achieved, and if you want to, you can delete it out of the map. You can set specific dates for it of when it needs to be done by, so that you're using it as a planner to move as effectively as possible towards your goals. In addition, you can explore more information that cover all of the different life areas, and you can take the life balance check. Simply give yourself a score between 1 and 10 for how balanced you feel in all the different areas here. And as you can see, it brings you out a little graph. Whichever area is low is the area where I recommend you go create another goal map. Having 4 or 5 goal maps is a really empowering thing. You want a goal map that's focused on your Young Living business, like we've been doing today. Of course, you also want a goal map for your life generally. I would recommend that you have a goal map that is focused specifically on your health and well-being. In addition to creating the goal maps, you can also watch the video here in the life path journey. Click on any of the dots on the island, and it brings up a piece of video from my goal mapping workshop, which guides you in greater detail through the content. Here with this video, it focuses on the power of positive thinking and how the brain cells connect. As the video progresses, here I'm sharing part of my story and how the neurology works with goal mapping to help command our subconscious. There is a great deal of resource available for you in the program. The main thing, of course, is creating your map. As you can see, I have many. Here's my Young Living map that I've just created. And by creating a series of maps and looking at them once a day, you start to form the brain cell connections that help you to activate your whole brain. The picture of how your life wants to be clarifies, and the command to your subconscious moves you faster towards it. So, to go back now to our presentation, I really recommend that not only you create your map, but then you print it out and sign your map, because your signature is really your mark of commitment. When you sign something psychologically, it's like making a promise. You're saying, I intend to follow through. So print out your Young Living business dream map, sign it, and know that you're making your promise to follow through. And then put it somewhere where you will see it once every day. Ideally, first thing in the morning. When we first wake up, our brain is in a very specific state called alpha rhythm. And when we're in that first hour of the morning, the connection to our subconscious mind is 100 times greater than it is at midday. As you look at the pictures of your map, say the words, sign it, say it, see it, and of course, share it. Share it upline, share it downline, and when the time is right for you, of course, you can also, if you wish, share it crossline. You can download the free templates from the goal mapping website, as well as, of course, log on to the free software there. If I was to condense down the information we've looked at today, while we are all unique and different and we all wish to achieve different things, we are in essence a combination of thoughts, feelings, and actions or habits. Our repeated thoughts that we accept as true become our beliefs. Our repeated feelings become our attitudes. And our repeated behaviour become our habit patterns and routines. These three aspects, thoughts, feelings, and our physiology, our behaviour, all go into shaping ourself. And through ourself, we influence our life around us. Goal mapping is really focused on holding your best thoughts and intentions. I also have three other systems. Life mapping, which is about capturing your best feelings and ways of being. Action mapping, which helps you change your habit patterns and enhance your interaction with others. And self mapping, which is about bringing your true self to the surface and becoming totally authentic. In the last minutes we have left, I'd like to show you life mapping. It's a very simple system, and I recommend you try it for yourself. As with my other techniques, the downloadable templates are absolutely free to use. In a life map, you start off by writing down your prime purpose. Prime purpose is simply you being your best. It's the purpose you were born with, to be all you can be. But it's a purpose we need to state because we have free will. And you are free to be your best, or you're free to be your worst. And so the very first level of purpose is to state yourself being the best you can be. I call it shining. And so I shine like a diamond is my purpose. And then I have one simple question that you ask yourself 6 times for each of the boxes around the outside. What does it look like when you're being your best? Let's start with the top box, the mental. Imagine being your best. Imagine achieving your greatest young living dreams and ask yourself, what one way of being, if you were to be that way a little more each and every day, would most help you to be the person, live with the values and the qualities that help you shine bright, walk your path, and achieve your greatest goals and dreams and wishes. Take the first quality that comes to your mind. There are lots of mental qualities: patience, focus, persistence. And then write it like you have it, so that it's an affirmation and a command to your subconscious. So, I am patient. Then go to the next box, the emotional, and it's the same question. Which one quality, this time of the heart, if you were to live it a little more each and every day, would most help you to be your best, walk your path, do the things you need to do to achieve your young living dreams and goals and wishes? Passion, compassion, care, love. Again, choose the first quality that comes to your mind, write it like you have it. So, I am passionate. Now to the physical box. Which one physical quality, if you were to live it a little more each and every day, set the intention, the command to your subconscious to help you be that way? Energetic, vibrant, healthy, strong, flexible. Again, choose the first quality that comes to your mind and write it as an affirmation. So, I am vibrant. Now with the material, financial box. Which one quality? Prosperous, balanced, responsible, abundant. Again, remember to write it as an affirmation like you already have it. I am abundant. The next box is the social. Which one quality of character socially will most help you to be the person that walks your path and achieves your goals and dreams and wishes? Open, honest, authentic, loving, caring, Final box, the spiritual. Which one spiritual quality of character? Confidence, peace, faith. Choose a quality that if you were to live it a little more each and every day, most helps you to be the person to achieve your greatest dreams and goals and wishes. I've got I am peaceful. As with goal mapping, the power is created by using the combination of words and pictures. So once you've written the words, it's then time to create the imagery. And if you're using the paper templates, you can draw. The 7 circles are a mirror image of the 7 boxes. And gradually you want to draw colourful, simple images that represent your written statements so that you have a map in both words and pictures, helping you to be your best. Whereas a goal map is focused on doing your best and having your greatest results. The 2 maps together form a syntax, a sequence of success. Being your best, doing your best, and achieving your very best in your life generally, and of course also specifically with your young living dream. And here's a map I created earlier representing me being my best within young living. And again, I've got my highest potential there within my purpose box, growing myself, being authentic, being inspired, vibrant, conscious, and inclusive with my team and others. The essence of the program is very simple. Whether you're using the goal mapping system, the life mapping system, or any of the others, we achieve our best success by thinking our best thoughts. Thinking your best thought about yourself, about the future, about building your young living business will trigger the chemical release of serotonin and oxytocin that gives you your best feelings. The 2 of these together influence you into taking your best actions, and through the universal laws of success, such as the law of attraction and the law of cause and effect, we ultimately achieve our greatest dreams and we live our best life. I really hope the presentation has been inspiring to you and useful. Please do create your map. Goal mapping has reached 5 million people because it works. It works so well, and you must work the map. Creating your map is the first level of working it, and then looking at your map once a day, looking at the pictures, saying the words, reinforces those brain cell connections. Create your map, use your map, share it with others, introduce your team to it, and I hope it helps you achieve all you truly desire. Thank you for watching. I look forward to being with you again in the future.